Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we're back once again in Virtual Sailor Next Generation here aboard the beautiful Disney Wonder. We are currently going at 12 knots up the, I guess it's the Strait of Juneau? Oh no, I feel like I should know this. Regardless, Juneau is right up here in front of us. This is stop number 2 to be able to get ourselves through our Alaskan vacation here. Checking here. It doesn't really have a name on Google Maps. But, hope you guys are doing good. As you can tell, I am still sick. Definitely not filming these back to back to back. I don't know what you're talking about. Crazy. Ill. I am just ill. And I'm trying to make the most of it and make these videos for you guys. But yeah, we are coming in to Juneau. It looks like we're actually going to have a beautiful day here. It looks like it's going to stay dry, so we're very hopeful for that. It's about, what, 6:20 right now. We should be pulling in there around 6:30, at least into the bay itself. We're going to be docking at dock number 1. That's where Disney always parks. And have a beautiful day here in Juneau. A little history on Juneau for myself. I always said that Skagway was my favorite, which is 100% true. But I would be remiss if I wasn't going to talk about Juneau at all. Juneau is one of my favorite places as well. Not the most favorite, but it's a favorite. Because this is where the very first time, what felt like up close, I got to see a glacier, okay? Now, this is the Mendenhall Glacier at the glacier park that is here, the Mendenhall Glacier Park. It is a really neat place to learn about glaciers, to learn about the wildlife. Last time we went, we actually had to be careful because they had been seeing a lot of bears in the area, and Ella is a dog. Bears don't like dogs, so there's that. Right as we were about to leave, if you happen to watch our 2019 Ella Goes to Alaska video, you will see that there was actually a portion of the tour that we were doing that I actually could not participate in. It was like this nature walkout on bridge, and they're like, you might see bears. No dogs, including service animals, and that's for safety because they see so many dogs. So I had to stay behind. My family went. Ella must know I'm talking about her. She's sitting here with me right now. My family went, obviously, and they took the camera with them, and they saw bears right underneath the path to the point where the bears were starting to climb up to the path. Luckily, there was a park ranger there that, shooed the bear away. You don't want them getting into that habit. But it's just really funny when it's like, hey, you can't do this for this reason. And you're like, okay, I guess, but what are the odds? The odds are pretty high, I guess. So, there's that. I get to say that I did that as an experience. But again, that's one of the coolest things. And when we first went to Alaska in 2012, now, this could be kind of frowned upon, and I can understand why somebody would frown upon on it, but I'm going to say it anyways. When we first went, it was in May. We were the first journey for Disney to be going up there from Seattle for the season. And when we went up there, the glacier was still falling. It was dropping off chunks of ice. Well, some of those ice we get close enough to shore because that's part of the park. We actually took a chunk of ice. Can't say we brought it home because we wouldn't have made it. We ate it. Yeah, I'll let that sink in for a second. We ate it. Now, we ate the whole thing. We each took a bite to say, yeah, we ate a glacier. Most things that will probably be on a glacier, unless it's something really, really deep, is probably something that was new, that was grown. But I love to think that there was some sort of bacteria that was in there from like millions of years ago, and now it's carrying in our body, and we endanger the whole human race. But I know we're not the only people to do it. But that was years ago, as I sit here sick. It's unrelated, I promise. But yeah, a really cool place to dock as well. When we come up here, I can actually show you on the map. when we come up here, we're going to come through the bay here. This is our docking point right here. There are 2 other docks here and here. I think there's also supposed to be another ship in with us today, so we'll be checking that out. But I know that we are first on the docket this morning because we are here so early. We had a beautiful night last night, a little bit of fog as we went through. Didn't have to play the horn all night, so that was also a plus. Let's pop out here on the wing really quick, take in that fresh air, beautiful air as we're sailing the Disney Wonder through Juneau here. This, of course, is stop number 2 for us on this 7-day voyage. We are currently on day 5. Yes, day 5. Tomorrow, though, wake up as we are still sailing into Ketchikan. We'll be going to Ketchikan at 11:15 in the morning. Tomorrow, we'll be leaving here at 4:45. So we are here from 6:45 in the morning to 4:45. A nice long day here in Juneau. And then it's a pretty far distance for us to get down to Ketchikan. But we'll talk about Ketchikan, obviously, once we get down there. And then we have 1 day at sea before arriving back in Vancouver. After that, the ship will head off to dry dock, and the next adventure we'll be going on is Hawaii, which will be really exciting. But yeah, I think it's going to be a beautiful day here in Juneau for everybody. I think it's supposed to stay clear. Again, it's end of season, so we're going to start getting wet or start getting cold. It's just all those things that you're going to kind of take into account as you go to Alaska. I would 100% recommend it to anyone to go. Just remember the times that you pick to go. There's probably a reason why that rate is cheaper. Excuse me. But that's enough for me rambling for a little while. I think we're going to continue to sail our way up here. I'll chime back in with you guys as we get ready to come up to this turn up here. It's literally, and we are in. So we'll see you guys in just a little bit. All right, we are about to go around the bend here in Juneau. I'm actually going to pop us down. We'll actually sit idle. Now what's going to happen is usually I'd like to be a little bit further out, but the tide's out, so what's going to happen is we're going to come in, kind of turn ourselves, and bow thruster our way into this docking location. Winds are favorable, which is great as the sun starts to come up over the ridge. Really just trying to make sure that we're paying attention. There's this large jetty here, and it jets out in the front as well. Very small docking area, but you can see the buses lined up already this morning to bring people on tours around Juneau. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slow us down to about 8, and hopefully we can drag ourselves a little bit more down. Excuse me, in speed. Let's see, let's actually bring that back to slow and reverse. There's one of our GPS bogies. I don't know if we've ever actually seen one up close, but there it is. Okay, I'm going to turn hard to starboard. It should start getting at least a little bit of the rear end of the ship turned around once we're obviously not in reverse. But I want us to get slowed down to about 5 knots before we start doing anything with the thrusters. Excuse me. But an early morning arrival, 6:32. We're supposed to be alongside at 6:45. That's our time slot. The other ship, I do believe, is coming into Dock C today. 5.5 is good enough. Let's put on thruster up to 34%. Engines at idle, steering at idle as well. Use that bow thruster to point our nose in the correct direction. What we'll also do is we'll put a little bit of the rear in there as well, just to get our orientation along the dock. So it's a beautiful way. Again, if we had better steering with the ship, we would actually probably steer ourselves mostly in here. there was a possibility we'd have to stop and get ourselves turned. But again, just not super crazy with the controls here. So we're just going to keep on watching it. Pop that off for now. Watching that speed, still about 4 knots, so I'm actually going to pop us backwards a little bit. Just as we're going to be approaching the dock, I want us going 1 to 2 knots. Excuse me. Ah, the ship is beautiful. Just looking at all this detail down here. Rounded edges, just fantastic. I know. Sorry, moving around a lot. I do apologize. Let's see. Let's pop that there. Let's start getting the aft in that direction as well. We'll let that drift for now. We'll let it drift to the starboard side, watch it as well, see if we got to give any push off from the dock itself. Yeah, I'm going to have to. It's just, it drifts so hard in the water. So we're just going to watch our intercept of the dock, as it were. It should be right here. There's a cable car system that goes from here up to the top of the mountain. For a lookout. It's supposed to give you some amazing views. I've never done it, but I kind of regret that I haven't done it. It's like one of those things of like, maybe one of the next times we're there, we're actually going to have to do that. All right, this seems like a good path so far. Oh, God. Feeling like crap. Ooh. There's that. Kind of push that back up to 2 knots. Push ourselves a little bit more towards the dock. The rear end's doing fine for now. Rear end. The aft end, the buttocks of the boat, are right back here. That is doing fine. A little bit of Obama there. All right. Not well. Again, so sorry for coughing and dying off in the corner. Just ignore me. It should be fine. Or watch the time lapse if you guys like that better. But yep, so they can hop on these buses. You can technically walk. I think the first time we were here, we actually walked back. Don't recommend it, but you can. But there's a shuttle that'll bring you right into the middle of town and back. You can also take one of these on a shore excursion as well. Swinging that aft over alongside the dock. Usually, for me, as far as I remember, if the bridge is lined up with this end of the pier, we should be all good to slide ourselves into position and get ourselves docked this morning here in Skagway. Not Skagway, Juneau. Juneau. We're in Juneau. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ugh. Also, I can't imagine anything worse than being a captain and being sick because of all the responsibility that still sits on your shoulders. So, that sucks. forward more. The wind's pushing us just a little bit into the dock, so we're going to give a little bit thruster onto the port side. Just watching, that's still looking good. That rear end's going to have to come in a little bit, so we'll just... Might be a little too much now I think about it, but we'll see. Really just a burst of water to get our booty in there. It's looking good. This is looking beautiful. Okay, now we're at 1.7, so we'll take a look here. Excuse me. And we have not even gone to second person yet, so that's cool. And let's slow this down to 0 as we creep in. Now, I'm going to peek out on the outside. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I don't have eyes. Yeah, I could definitely go a little bit further. It's usually lined up right with that, so we'll go forward just a smidge. Push ourselves off the dock just a little bit. Again, I wish I had markers, and I've been here, what, 12 times this year? First time with people watching, so, you know, having to really watch that. I like that you can actually hear the engine. I don't think I've ever been able to hear that before. I'm not usually in headphones, so that's pretty cool. Alright, pulling up here, looking beautiful, looking grand. Half a knot right now. It's right under me. Well, almost right under me. So I am actually happy with that. We'll get ourselves slowed down to 0. I'm going to push that rear end, the aft into the dock. Now, of course, this is not straight, so that makes it a little bit harder as well. And we are going to freeze it right there. Now you can see... Really? There's a key combo that sets off the alarm. Ignore that. Ignore that. I gotta figure out what that keystroke combination is. We're not abandoning ship. Don't listen to it. Oh my god. Oh no. That really does. That's gonna mess up everything. Oh well. Oh well. There we are, though. We are now docked alongside Juneau, everybody. That's pretty exciting. And how much time did I have to spare? I had 4 minutes. 6:45, right? That was our itinerary in. Itinerary in, 6:45. 4 minutes to clear customs. Probably take a little bit longer than that, but we met our arrival time, which is fantastic. Check these docking points back here really quick. Over there, over to there, and over to there, because it makes me happy. Those two are actually fine. Great. Well, there you go, everybody. Welcome to Juneau. I think the last thing to do would be to pop here into the bridge. Walk on over. And greet everybody for the morning. We'll make sure that it's set not to go into staterooms, just in the public areas where people may be. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your Captain Zach speaking from the bridge. Happy to let you know that we have arrived here in Juneau. We did get the okay from the Port Authority to go ashore. The gangway is going to be on deck 2, aft, and forward today. As the tides change, it will be just forward. When you come back in, please make sure that you have your passport and your key to the world card with you at all times. If you will be meeting with any tours, your meeting spot will be on your tickets that have been in your stateroom. All aboard time this evening from Juneau is 4:45 p.m. We'll be leaving here, Juneau. Looks like we're going to have a beautiful day of sunshine and happiness before we head down to Ketchikan. Looks like it is raining in Ketchikan currently. We'll see if it clears up a little bit by our arrival tomorrow. I hope whatever you choose to do today, whether it's go ashore or to stay here on board the beautiful Disney Wonder, I hope that you have a magical day. I'm getting better. I will get there. It's going to get to a flow. Excuse me. But there you have it. Welcome to Juneau, everybody. I'm very excited to continue this Alaskan cruise. I'm very excited to also continue on to Hawaii and the inaugural into Australia. But that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day, and we really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.